Welcome back. This is the Vent Rebuild podcast presented by We Chat here. And we're actually going to do a live service. Understand? Well, live here, not to you guys. However, it's a live service, and this is kicking against the pricks. Understand? For so long, we've been hoodwinked. We've been bamboozled into thinking certain aspects of life to be true. So we're going to talk about if knowledge is power, then what is power? And we're also going to get into the topic of thinking about your end goal. Understand? So let's jump into it. If knowledge is power, then what is power? First of all, have you ever heard that growing up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, go ahead.
So our teachers, family members,
So when they say knowledge is power, what concept comes to mind for you, Wolf?
Trying to just suck up all the knowledge that you can get on whatever you're trying to accomplish, whether if it's a career job, whether if it's, outside, hustling or whatever the case may be. You're trying to suck up all your knowledge before you just jump yourself up out of there.
Do you believe knowledge is power?
To a certain extent.
Okay, to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent, depending on the situation and depending on the individual. Yeah.
All right. Chris, what have you?
I mean, so the first question was, did I hear knowledge is power, right? Yeah, of course. And as a kid, what it meant to me was the more you know, the more you can grow, or the more that you can, the more smarter you are. You get what I'm saying? I guess you look at somebody who's smarter as superior in a way.
Okay.
That's how I took it. So,
Kiana, Sierra, pardon me, Sierra.
Yeah, I heard that as well. When I heard knowledge is power, that was basically like what both of y'all said, suck up all the knowledge. Just getting all the knowledge, it makes you powerful. And when they say powerful, they're not saying oh, you're gonna get superpowers. Of course not. But they saying is your mind can be more powerful. Excuse me. The more you know, the better.
Right.
And to me, do I believe? I know that wasn't that another question you asked. Do we believe knowledge is power?
Do you believe knowledge is power?
I'm gonna say yeah, because power is not one thing. Knowledge is a form of power. Yes, true indeed.
Right. All right, so let me take the floor real quick and let me just slow down. First and foremost, we have the one and only Wolf. We have the one and only Wolf, understand? We have Okwasi, the CEO, understand?
Blessings.
We have the beautiful Sierra. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for participating, because this is a little different. This is the podcast, but this is actually a service that we offer, right? And it's kicking against the pricks, to where we dive into some of the ideologies that we were reared under. So we all heard, and we all made an acknowledgement to knowledge is power. We heard this growing up. Understand? And we believe, Sierra believes, Wolf believes that knowledge is power, understand, or a type of power. So that leads me to lead to the other question. Well, what is power then? If knowledge is power, then what is power?
I say power is all things. And when I say all things, I'm not putting a limit on all things. I'm saying power. I'm not well, I ain't gonna say I'm putting a limit on all things, but I'm saying power is really anything that you put your mind to. Power is within. Power is within. Power is not a
Something made up.
that. But what's the word I'm looking for? Power is not. It's not like a. I mean, can power be a feeling too? Because if I say power is within, like it's a knowing, but it's also action.
Talk about like feeling powerful. Is that what you were talking about?
I was talking on mute, y'all. My bad. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, power go both ways. It's within. It's a feeling and it's an action. So when I'm reason why I'm saying it is I'm justifying why I said power is all things, and why knowledge is power, because knowledge is mental. That's a mental state of, because you're taking in knowledge, you're putting it into your brain.
Okay. So let's dig into, is this a fact or fiction? Right?
Fiction.
Hold on. Knowledge is power. That's what we've been told. Not knowledge is a form of power. Knowledge is power, right? Actually truncating power. Knowledge is power. It's replacing power. Now, we know knowledge, if you don't use your knowledge, it is powerless. Knowledge, just in the form of potential, has no power. And we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled all our lives to say, okay, I know something, I have power. Absolutely, you do not. The kinetic energy of knowledge is power. The applied knowledge is power. Just knowledge in itself, stored, is you powerless. Imagine having a degree, right? And working outside your degree. You have the knowledge of the certificate, but you're not working in the power thereof. Right. Understand? So,
well, of course, that's common sense though. Like, I thought, well, people should know that though. Like, they should know, like, you got to be in action of the knowledge, not just holding knowledge. Now, it's just crazy.
but this is the thing. People don't know that. People don't know that because they wasn't raised that way. They was raised, knowledge is power. So a lot of people think, oh, I know that, I know that, I know that, but they don't have the power of. Right. You see what I'm saying? They don't have the power thereof. It's a difference between knowing something and having the power of it.
Knowing something and doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, well, let me say this though. I think a lot of times, people, and watch this. So I think, when you look at how society is, you have people who I call the I know people, right? And I call them the I know people because watch this. When you're having an intellectual conversation with them about greatness, you'll say, man, you know what? You'll know this person. You'll say, you know what? You should go back to school and better yourself. And they'll say, I know. But it's like, if you know this, then what's stopping you from achieving this? You see what I'm saying? You have the power. You have the knowledge, watch this, to know that, hey, if I go here and I apply myself, I could be at a better spot in life. You see what I'm saying? You have the knowledge, but you have to put the power behind it to apply that knowledge. You get what I'm saying? And so many people don't do that in today's society because they know what they're supposed to do, but they still choose not to do it. And then complain about the circumstances, which makes absolutely no sense. Because it's like, you know what you're supposed to do as an adult, but you choose not to do it. Like, if you choose not to work, you're going to be homeless. You're going to starve. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to have what you need. Cool. If you need more money, there's ways to go about getting it legally. We're not talking about illegally on this channel. We're talking about legally. So therefore, if you're not going through the proper channels to get what you need, then how are you going to complain later on in life? So everybody in this earth, unless you're born with a mental illness, has the knowledge of what they need to do to get to where they want to be. But again, not everybody applies that power behind the knowledge.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
let's not take away that people go through things, where they probably can't. So let's not speak on like the world as a majority, because people go through things every day. People are being hindered every day from traumatic reasons, whatever
Okay,
situations going on at home, or, people like, I'm
Hey,
not gonna say her name, but
Sid,
I have
let
a
me say this.
friend.
Hold up. I need to interject because, right? See, here's where we start to get into this whole, and I don't disagree with you, right? No, life happens. That's understandable. I'm 110% with you on that. However, we must not let that excuse become our way of life. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody goes through hardships. You get what I'm saying? But don't let that become your way of life to where every time you're asked why you're not achieving, you're still using the same excuse from 10 years ago. You get what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
you get to a point where you're starting to say, hold up, this excuse has been hindering me for so long. I could have been here 5 years ago, but I've drugged this on for 10 years. So I get life happens, but where do you start saying, okay, you know what? Life happened, but now it's time for me to get out here and achieve. You understand what I'm saying? And that's on the individual as a person. That's a
People,
choice.
let me tell you what happens. You got people will use their hardships as their safe haven. Understand? Listen to what I said. They will use
Yeah.
their hardships as their safe haven.
Well, yeah, you got to think. Growth requires uncomfortability. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's where it flows because you're right. In order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. I'm sorry. You have to come out your comfort zone of what you know and go into what you don't know. You get what I'm saying? Because even with me, and I don't know if I said this on the channel, but me going into college, I was a felon. I didn't know if I was going to get a job. You get what I'm saying? But I went into the say, hey, at least I gave it a chance. At least I didn't say, you know what, I'm just not going to do it anyway. I gave myself a chance. I didn't sit back and say, you know what, why should I go to college? Hell, I'm a felon. They won't give me a job anyway. You get what I'm saying? I didn't have that mindset. I gave myself a shot, and man, come on, man, I'm a buzzer beater. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Hey, that's bars
look,
right there.
listen,
Hey, that was some bars right there from Chris.
come on, though, man. But you get where I'm coming from with this, though. People need to give themselves a chance because some people count themselves out already. Because that's why I'm not against what Sierra was saying. I agree with her. People go through hardships in life, but don't count yourself out by not giving yourself a chance. And if you do fail, I feel like that's where you should do a self-assessment and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Where can I improve? Where did I make that mistake? Take self-accountability so that way you can say, all right, the next time I get the same opportunity, I'm about to kill it. Because now I know what I did wrong the first time or the second time. You get what I'm saying? And, like you get punched in the mouth so many times before you duck and say, okay, let me duck this right hook. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I think people need to view life, but they don't. They just fail one time and say, why should I try? Why not? Why not?
Right. So let's go back. Let's go back to the topic, right?
Yeah.
And the topic is just ideologies, right? And we picked the knowledge is power. So what is power? So what is power? Understand? When we're talking in a carnal sense, power is the ability to do, it's influence, right? Is your output. Power is actually, we know in a it's going to help you dominate wherever you're doing. Yes, it's in the electrical sense. We know power is output. It's watts. It's energy that's being into the world. So we know you have to do something in order for the power to manifest. Right. It's not stored energy. Understand? It's just like voltage is power to push the current. So knowledge is potential. Power.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I wanted to say this though, but let me flip it in a sense like this. You gotta think that push, right, that you're talking about with the potential is your purpose. in life. If that makes sense, you get what I'm saying? Because if you live in your purpose, that's gonna push you to use that power every day that you have, that potential. You get what I'm saying? So I think when people hear you say that, I want them to look at it in that sense. Your purpose should push it. That's your power is your reason for be here. You get what I'm saying? But your purpose should push it. That should be the current that's pushing that power. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people on this earth, they don't have a purpose. That's why they don't push themselves to be the best they can be. They don't even know what their purpose is on this earth.
We don't want to become. We don't want to amass. We don't want to amass a plethora of knowledge and don't use it. That's at the end of the day. That's what I'm getting at. We don't want to say, okay, I know this, I got this, but never apply it. It's a waste. It's a waste. It's you have no power. You have knowledge, but no power, right? And that's why I'm dispelling the old knowledge is power. No, it is not. Applied knowledge, and I understand you said that's common sense. However, it is not common sense because we could go out in this world and we could see how many people that have degrees that's working on a line.
No, when I say that's common sense, it is common sense because people know they got to do something. Like people know so the example you giving, people go and get degrees. Okay, they know they have to work for their degree. They know they need to go on a career for their degree. They know that is common sense. I mean, why else did they go take that course? They took the course for a specific reason, not just to sit there and hold it. Now, like I said before, though, you never know what a person's situation is that hindered them from continuing on. You never know what happened. Just like you said, like the felony, some people may not accept it. Maybe they still trying to figure it out. You never know. People still in emotion of trying to figure it out, trying to find the right sources to go through, trying to find the right connects, trying to find the right support, trying to find the right network, whatever. You never know why they're not proceeding on it, which is not our business to know why. I mean, that's on them. But I'm just saying though, it is common sense in the sense of why did they go and get that degree? Okay, they got that degree because they wanted that career. They know what they got to do to get that career. Why didn't they go? So y'all asking the questions of why y'all not going to put the action in. Okay, it's for only like one or two reasons. One, something is hindering them. Two, or they just don't want to. That's simple. They know what they got to do. They just don't want to.
All right, so and even in that sense,
and really not to cut you off though, but really they don't have to. Like if they don't want to, they don't have to. That's on them. Life gonna carry on for everybody else. Right. But I'm just saying though, it's one or two reasons. It's common sense, not saying that, because that is common sense. Like it's annoying. People are not gonna go out here and just take in knowledge for just the hell. I mean, some people do just for the hell of it. I know sometimes I do. I like learning, but I'm saying though, and maybe that's why I relate, because I like to go out here. Like I learn, I study all kind of stuff. I be on my phone looking up all kind of stuff, learning all kind of stuff or whatever. And sometimes I don't apply it. Why? Because see, let me speak on experience. I got a lot of certificates and all kind of stuff and like a lot of things. But that's just because I love learning stuff. But I can't go tackle on all those things at one time. I have to lock in with one at a time. So does that mean I'm powerless because I done got all the certificates and degrees and I didn't go out and put action to all of them? No. I got to lock in with one or the other. I have to take my time until I can get to the other one. I can't be out here being a, go ahead. It's going in and out, y'all. When y'all saying something I can't hear.
So let me just interject. Let me interject. So no, that's actually that's what that means, that you are acting and cooperating in the field of powerlessness. I understand, to where you have the knowledge and you're not applying the knowledge. That's exactly
I'm applying it, but I can't apply all at once though. I can't go out here and work at this job and work at this job and work at this job and work at like 5 different jobs. We only get, like they say, 24 hours in a day. Now, if we had 1,000 hours in a day, then I'm pretty sure I could work every single job that I done. I mean, not job, but I could go in every single career that I done when it took knowledge on. I done took knowledge on over thousands of careers. But how can I go out here and achieve all 1,000 of careers at one time? I have to lock in with one and let one take off to focus on the next,
All right, so back So back to the topic, right? Knowledge is power. So all of the knowledge that you have that you're not using, right? You're not using, that is not applied, is powerless. The knowledge that you did amass and you are using, you're working in that power. But anything other than that is powerless. It doesn't matter who the person is. Understand? This isn't a personal
But
thing.
now let me ask the question. What if they passing on that knowledge? That still make them powerless, or that's paying it forward? If they're passing on that knowledge, they're doing something with their knowledge and they're teaching it to someone else. Does that make them powerless, or does that mean they're in power?
That's knowledge. That's applied knowledge. They're working in that knowledge.
Oh,
Understand?
okay. Okay.
That's this. To apply the knowledge, it doesn't have to be self-beneficial. Understand? You could be have a mentorship and you're passing it along. Yes, so yeah, you have power in that knowledge because you're passing it along. It's kinetic at that point.
Okay.
But say, oh, I have this degree, I have this degree, I have this degree, but I'm not working in it. It's powerless. It
But we
means
can't
nothing.
say that because that person didn't say that they not passing that knowledge on. They just saying they not working in that field. You never know what they doing with that knowledge.
No, but that's incorporated with working in it. The passing the knowledge on. I'm saying if you're not doing anything, if it's just stagnant and dormant, that means it's powerless. Now, so working in it is also passing it along. So we don't gotta cross that bridge, right? If your mentorship or you're passing along the knowledge that you have for the next generation or even your peers, I think that's kinetic energy. I think that's moving, like you said,
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah,
power,
that knowledge is getting passed on.
right? But if it's dormant, right, and is not being used, and it was amassed, it is powerless. Don't matter the individual, don't matter the anything. It doesn't matter. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge, right? The application of knowledge is power.
But
Yeah, and
let
that's
me
fact.
say this. Don't feel anybody that's watching this, don't feel dismayed or any type of way that you're not applying. It's okay. When your time comes, it's gonna come. And I'm sure you're gonna apply expeditiously. Don't feel dismayed like we're saying you're powerless and you're nothing or whatever, because I know some people out there take words a different way. So don't feel any way about this. If you are obtaining a lot of good knowledge, if you do have a lot of knowledge, do have a lot of degrees and certificates, and you haven't done nothing with it, I do believe in strongly about timing. And when your time comes, I know for sure you're gonna take off with it and be brilliant in it. So let me just say that.
So, and I also want to add to that, right? I definitely want to add to that because timing, so preparation is gonna meet opportunity, right? It's not reversed. Understand? So when you say timing, if I'm not preparing, it's never gonna be the time. Nothing happens by happenstance, right? If I'm not preparing for my opportunity, when my opportunity presents itself, that breeze is gone. Understand? So when we have knowledge, it is beneficial and it will behoove you to work in it, right? To cultivate it, to hone on it. So you would have the right opportunities because we all have obstacles. We all know that. But if we prepare ourselves with the knowledge that we do have and apply it, our opportunities will be more greater. And we won't have to worry about timing on our own accord, right? Because that's just happenstance. So, and that is a perfect segue, right?
Yep.
To thinking about the end goal. That is a perfect segue for thinking about the end goal. Here it is. I done amassed this knowledge. what is my end goal? Why did I go into this field in the first place? What is the end? Because when people go into something, they think about, okay, I see myself here, right? And along the way, they may get sidetracked or distracted, and then they go into something different. However, what is the end goal? And how could we stick to that?
I mean, the end goal is like you said, where you want to see yourself at the end of your choice. You get what I'm saying, or at the end of your path. You get what I'm saying. Sticking to it requires being grounded and being rooted. You get what I'm saying, and what you want to do, whatever you're choosing to do. Understanding all the ins and the outs, not having a overstanding, but an inner and outer standing of everything you want to do with your career path. You know the ins and outs. Like perfect example, what me and you went to school for. I know for a fact. I looked it up. I looked up how much I can make a year. I looked at the benefits. I looked at the availability, like how jobs are available and technology's growing. So I was always going to have a job. And you get what I'm saying. So I knew the end goal was that. I knew the end goal was for me. I wanted to be at a place. Go ahead.
You graduated when?
2015.
Are you still in the same career that you graduated from?
Yes.
What year is it?
2023.
How many years is that?
That's like what, 8?
Hold on. Nah, yeah, that's 8.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So going into college, did you have the end in mind then, or did you develop that on your way? Let's talk about it. Let's.
Look, to be honest with you, I developed it on my way because even when I was going into college, I knew what I liked doing, but I didn't know what I wanted to do for a living. Like I would talk to people and I would say, okay, this is what I like doing. I like working with my hands. I like figuring out how stuff works. So somebody pointed me to like, hey, go talk to this person. And when I talked to him and I understood like what the field I was going into, what it was about, it piqued my interest. And I said, okay, cool. How much can I make a year? I found out how much I can make a year, and that it was part of my interest more. I'm like, okay, I did my research in the job market, seeing the availability, seeing that hey, it's a huge job market that you're always gonna have a job available, things like that, and maybe say, okay, you know what, this is my end goal. Even to be at BMW when I heard about it back in school, that was my end goal as well because I was like, hey, I wanted to work there. I heard about the benefits, I heard about the jobs out there, and yeah, so.
Oh, so and then we gonna get to what? Hey, along your way, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any bumps and bruises?
Oh yeah, yes.
Did you have any times to where you thought you might have quit or just gave up?
Plenty of times. There was times that I failed tests. There was times that in fact, I didn't even get BMW back then when I wanted to when I was in school. So I was just like, okay, whatever. That's just a goal I'm never gonna get. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, there were plenty of times, but the way everything worked out, thanks to the creator, I'm where I wanted to be at because it was in my heart. I wanted to be where I was at, but the path that I took to get there, it was so dope. Where I'm more thankful for the job I have now. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm happy with the choice that I made.
So it's a particular time in your career I just want to highlight, right? Understand?
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about it.
And you were working at BMW,
Yeah,
but you wasn't necessarily in your career field.
yes,
You
yeah,
were working as a production personnel, correct?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
So let's just talk about that briefly, and then let's move on to the one and only.
Okay. Well, all right. So you're talking about in 2000. This is 2019.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I wasn't in my career field, and I needed a job. So I had a plan. I had a plan to, okay, I'm going to go work at BMW on the line until I can find something in my career field, because it was getting toward the holidays. And if anybody knows anything, it's hard to get a job around that time because everybody's winding down for the year. So I had a plan. Well, okay, go to BMW, work 3 to 6 months, then just wait for a job to open up in my career field. But then, COVID had hit. So that postponed me from leaving BMW. You understand what I'm saying? And long story short, as I was working there, it just so happened that I get a call from a recruiter from in my career field about a maintenance job at BMW where I was already at. And everything just played out to my advantage, to be honest with you. And that's where I'm at right now.
So now I wanna highlight this. Watch this. Were you just waiting on the opportunity, or were
Okay,
you
yeah.
for that opportunity?
So let me say this. I wasn't waiting on the opportunity. When I was on the line at BMW, I was talking to whoever to see what I could do to get where I'm at now. Like, even the first week we were trading, we was in a different building. I walked past the maintenance office. I went in there. I introduced myself. I said, yeah, I have experience. I have the degree. And, the guy kind of shot me down at first. But it's funny how life works, because I work with the guy now. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's still the supervisor of my man, so he has to see me now. So it's like, you remember me. Like, yeah, I'm the guy that you wasn't going to give a chance, but I'm here. And you get what I'm saying? But that's one of those never judge a book by its cover moments, because the point was I didn't give up. I knew in my heart, like, and the fun thing is I remind people of where I'm at now, like, especially at, where I work at now. I was like, I told y'all this is where I was going to be, because I knew in my heart I was going to do whatever I had to get where I was going to be at. I already had that in my mental. You see what I'm saying?
And like I said, we about to move on.
Yeah.
Did you stay prepared for your opportunity?
Oh yes, yeah. What I was doing was I was like going over like some old things from school. I was reading over schematics, remembering like what like valves were, parts, hydraulics, pneumatics. There are certain things I was going over to prepare for the test, because I knew you had to take a test to get this job. So I just kept studying, and going over my old notes from school to make sure I was ready for my opportunity, because you never know what is going to come. So I'm just thankful to be here, and I would tell anybody, just never give up on what you want out there, because it's gonna come one day. But just be prepared, so that way once you get that shot, hey, game winner. You understand what I'm saying?
Buzzer beater.
Hey.
So let's move to the one and only. Okay. In your life, I know you done started some things, right? And you may not have the end goal in mind when you started it, but along your journey, right? Because we've been through a lot of obstacles in life, I understand. So, and sometimes we get sidetracked, sometimes we get set back, right? But on your journey in life, how has that been with keeping the end in mind?
It's been hard.
Okay.
It's been extremely hard. Been hard as far as just staying consistent, mastering my craft in my field as a chef.
Mm-hmm.
Been plenty of times that I wanted to give up. Been plenty of times that I wanted to quit. But by the grace of the only one and only the Lord, I stayed consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? I started off as a dishwasher. I converted my way up as to prep food. Then I went as a sous chef. Then I worked my way up to executive chef. Then I fell out of love with the cooking.
Mm.
So sometimes in life, man, you can want something so bad, see the end result, and fall out of love with it. So now I'm in a different path, in a different direction in my life, to where what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to fall in love with it to the end.
Right.
Mm.
And well,
So
then that's okay. That is okay. Know that that's okay. You don't have to stick to the same thing forever. It doesn't matter. It's okay. You can do whatever you want to do. You can go out here and take on whatever you want to take on. Nobody was put here on this earth to do one task or put their mind to one thing. You can open your mind to anything you want to be in life. Period. Doesn't matter as long as you're applying and preparing, of course. But I love that you just said that, and I respect that, because people be getting put down and belittled so bad because they was doing one thing and they didn't complete it, now they a failure, or now they gave up. It ain't that. It's just I don't want to do it no more. I want to do something else, and that's okay. People need to understand that is okay.
With me personally, it was just the outside race is what pushed me out of my career. I'm not racist or anything, but when you put your best foot forward and put your heart into something and get knocked out of it, it can definitely hit you different.
And that's what I wanted to highlight, just that, right? You falling out of love with a passion, but then pivoting into something new. Like let's because like Sierra said, there's nothing wrong with that. Understand?
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, your pivot, right? You're still working into that.
As our grandparents used to say, baby, we've been there, done that. Well, that's how I look at it.
Right.
I done been there, I've done it.
So now let me ask you this. This new pivot, right? Have you gained any knowledge?
Plenty.
This is what I want to talk about.
I learned a lot in a short amount of time. Okay. And I'm still continuing to learn. And I'm still looking on YouTube and still mastering it, because there's so much that I could do with this, what I'm jumping into. So
let's let the people know what it is.
As of 2023, home team detailing will be presented in Clemson. It will be presented in Pendleton and the surrounding areas in South Carolina. I'll be able to mobilely pull up on you wherever you're at, whether you're at work, you're at home, you're at the park with your kids, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to get your car definitely detailed. It will definitely be like a showroom floor. And, I'm just appreciate everybody's services. The reason why I'm presenting this is the look and the smile on a person's face when they get their vehicle back. Right? It's the only thing I'm having out of this.
So you see, in life, right? In life, when you get thrown lemons, you got to make lemon meringue pie. Understand? Because life is also throwing different things at you. You got to add those ingredients to when you get the lemons. Life ain't just throw the lemons. So we got to be creative. We got to turn something out of nothing. Understand? We got to be resilient.
Period. Perfect example. Just like when the slaves turned chitlin into a delicacy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't eat the stuff, but you got to think like they took something that was leftover pig guts and they made it a delicacy, and they survived off that. Right. Come on.
Let me also chime in. After listening to you guys talk, that takes me back to what I was saying in the beginning when we was discussing knowledge is power and all of that. That's what I was saying. You never know a person's situation. Maybe they did, just like you, Chris, just like you, Wolf. Maybe y'all did go and apply or get that certificate or that degree or whatever y'all was wanting to do. But then obstacles came. Y'all was hindered. Jobs didn't come at that time when you wanted. So you had to go not settle, but you had to go work somewhere else until that opportunity came in. Maybe it wasn't your timing. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I wasn't saying like, make an excuse of it, because that wasn't excuses. What you say, Chris or Wolf, that wasn't excuses. That's just real life. Shit happens. So being that those problems happened, it held y'all back, whether it was for a long time, whether it's for a short time, whatever. It held y'all back at that point from applying that power to that knowledge that y'all had, which is okay. That's what I was saying. It's okay because we can't control life. Life happens sometimes. We can't control shit that comes up. We can't control we lost a job from some racist ass person. We can't control we didn't get to whatever the case may be. But y'all still stay 10 toes. Y'all still stay consistent and disciplined. Yeah. And now y'all both are achieving what y'all want to do in life, which y'all did go seek out to do years ago, and now it's fully taking place and launching or whatever the case may be. So shout out to both of y'all for that. for not giving up, that means y'all was consistent, and that means y'all both was persistent. And that's what people have to be. That's what people have to understand. You can be consistent. You can be whatever you want to be. You want it. You be persistent, which means battles come, those obstacles come, those problems come. Is you still gonna be able to hold fort down and stand on business? Is you be able to stand on business, or whatever the case may be? So just being that y'all did that, that's outstanding. So shout out to y'all.
Well, hey, let me say this though. I think that's what a lot of the problem is with a lot of times is that people allow their power to get taken by the world. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you just said, Sierra, right? Staying consistent, meaning keeping that power. But who took your power? You understand what I'm saying? Like, who took your vision away from you that bad? You get what I'm saying? Because I knew for me, I didn't care what I was going through, rain, sleet, or snow. I was going to school. You understand what I'm saying? I was not going to allow the world around me to take my power away from me. I'm going to school and achieving what I came to achieve. But I think a lot of people, they allow the world to take that power from them. So I totally agree with what you say, but they got to remember that power is theirs. It's not for nobody else but them.
Right,
So,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Understand, because this is the thing. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. And we like when I hear what's being said, it just corroborates every time, right? So here it is. You were working as a production worker, right? You got this.
Yeah.
You got the degree to be maintenance, right?
Yeah.
So in that knowledge, you circumvented that to pivot. You use another knowledge,
Yeah.
and worked in that power. You see that? You
Yeah.
use another knowledge of networking, your network ability. If anybody knows you, you are a social genius.
That's what I do. Right.
Understand that? If they didn't know, so you use your knowledge, your social skills, to be able to get you back into the power of your degree.
Yeah, that was fine.
Understand? So I don't want to get it confused at all. Knowledge is not power. The applied knowledge is power. Only applied knowledge is power. Understand? Now watch this with the one and only. He fell out of love with something. And the result was he was able to learn a whole nother trade and a whole nother career. Understand?
Yeah.
Why? His social proudness. Understand? He didn't let the I'm out of love with this determine his whole life. He used that to fuel, you know what? I could learn something else. And then I could use that to pivot in this direction. Power. Understand? We gotta understand what power, and then like the power is from within, right? You said who wants power? A lot of the time, our power is taken because it's self-inflicted. We'll shoot ourselves in the foot and say, "Oh, I got a sprain," and not realizing it was self-inflicted. Now, what I'm gonna speak on a real situation. We're not gonna go into details, right? Because we don't want to get indicted. Oh, Chris, have you ever been terminated for anything self-inflicted?
Hell yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So watch this. We can't put that on, oh, life happens. No. We did that.
Yeah.
We took it away of us. Have I ever been terminated for something? Absolutely. I did that. It wasn't just light. I created that in my life. Understand? So we gotta be mindful of what we just pin on. Oh, life happened, because I think we could get into a real groove to where we be consistent doing the wrong thing, and we gotta be consistent with doing the right things and having the right activity and having the right output.
That's fact.
Yeah, with the right connections and the right positive vibes.
So now, Sierra, in your life, you done amassed a plethora of knowledge, understand, and you work and you apply that knowledge, right? You was hella defensive. I don't know why. I understand, because you are a brilliant queen and you apply your knowledge. You do a lot of things, right? Let's speak on your journey on as far as amassing knowledge and then having it being applicable. Like, let's talk about it. Let's speak about your power, baby.
So if I don't do or be anything, I'm gonna always be real. And I'm always self-aware, because a lot of times people are not self-aware, and because they feel discouraged. And see, me, I don't care about nobody's opinion. I don't care about nobody judge me or how nobody feel about anything that I do. So with that being said, anyways, on my journey, so just me personally, the type of person I am, I love learning a lot of stuff. Whether I apply it or not, that's just something that's like a cult to me. It's like a runaway for me. I can't explain it. Like, that it takes me away from atrocities or whatever. It keeps me focused and locked in instead of me falling back into old patterns or old ways or whatever. So and I've been like this since a jit, literally. Like, I love learning. And I'm big headed, and I'm one of those I know it alls. But then again, I'm not. Like, I don't just go out here telling people, oh, I know this, I know. I don't go out and do that. But to myself, though, in my head, to me, I'm a know-it-all, because I do. I know a lot of stuff, whether I apply it or not. Not saying I'm out here in people's face doing it like, oh, I know that. No. But I take in a lot of knowledge. I go in, I read. I took so many courses. I do have a lot of certificates and stuff. I do have a lot of stuff. And I also have stuff that I have not applied or did anything with. And last year I told myself, I was like, guys, see, I got all this stuff and I'm not doing nothing with it. But it's not that I don't want to, or stuff have hindered me. Of course, stuff, situations happen or whatever that got me sidetracked or whatever. I was the reason for some of them, whatever. But I told myself, I'm like, yo, I'm literally lit with the stuff that I'm locked in with. Why am I not applying it? And like I was saying earlier, I answered it and I was like, that's because there's no way I can take on all this stuff at one time. I have to lock one and let that take off. And then lock in with another one, plant those seeds, and then let that one blossom. And then lock in on another one, plant those. Because if you planting oranges and apples and banana seeds and watermelon seeds all on top of each other, what you think's gonna happen? It ain't gonna grow. It's a mess. It's a mess. So let me focus on this orange tree, and then let me focus on this apple tree and watching both of them blossom. All right, yeah, that shit look real good. All right, now let me go focus on my watermelon and my whatever. So,
Yeah.
and that's my problem. I just say that to say my problem is I take in so much. I try to take on so much at one time, and that's just because of how God created me. He made me to be this person, and I love it. I do. Go ahead.
So I'm also hearing you do have a game plan, though. You do have a
No,
strategy.
yeah, for sure.
So
So I have applied. Now let me not say I haven't applied any of my certificates. I actually have. I've been doing this online course. So I got my certificate in digital marketing and e-commerce. I've been doing this little course thing on, well, it's like a job assignment thing online. I get paid daily for it, but it's not really much, but it's something. It's just a start out to teach me the ropes to it. So I just locked in with that. I also locked in on my insurance. I wanted to get my PNC license, which is property and casualty marine and surety license, to be licensed to sell insurance. So I just got my license. Shout out to you. In the state of Georgia, I am working for them right now with the top of the top. I'm also in link with my real estate course because I wanted to be a real estate. I did great networking with an amazing brokerage. Shout out to Khat. She's a real estate agent, and she's just been, I'm talking about, dropping nothing but gems to me every day on this journey. So I'm completing it. We got a lot of stuff planned out this year where I'm going to go out and get some hands on with closing properties, selling properties, whatever. So before, though, I'm just saying what I was saying earlier. Before, though, I wasn't applying. I have a lot of knowledge. I just was never applying it. And that's just because I didn't know. Not even that I did. Well, yeah, I didn't know how to, and I didn't know where to go or where to start or who to reach out to. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have that support. I didn't have that network. It took me to get my ass out there and go put in the work and go do the research and go find the right people and go do this and apply for this job and go whatever. So I just say, and then also when I said timing, not to overtalk y'all, but when I said timing, a lot of stuff that I've been saying or that I do say on the pods, I've said it because it's relatable to me. And I feel like maybe that wasn't my timing for that. I had a lot of shit going on and it wasn't my timing. God said, this is not your time. You're not focused. You're not actually locked in. You're not ready for the stuff that you're doing. You got the knowledge. Okay. It ain't gonna go nowhere. You got it. It went in. And now this year, he like, all right, I see you done changed. I see you where you need to be. Go full throttle. And ever since, like, I've been locked in with everything that I literally applied and got certified in there. And we only in the first quarter. We ain't even March yet.
No, right. Absolutely. And no, like I say, I agree, right? When people have knowledge and they don't apply it right away, but they have a strategy, they have a plan, okay, they can work into their power. But I'm not gonna stray from knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is. Understand? And that's okay if people are not working to where their knowledge is at a time. But don't just let it lie dormant, right? Because at the end of the day, that's the message. If you know better, do better.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you know better, do better. Have the end in mind. So I graduated with a 2015. Understand? I'm still in my career field. I love my career field. Understand? However, I'm not just in my career field. I have also pivoted into different career fields, man, into entrepreneurship. Shout out to the WeChat hair brand. I understand. Yeah, I see the Wolves collection full effect. I understand me. It's on the website, www.wechathair.com, chat with a K. So the pivot it's not always a distraction, or it's not always to get out of your first career or your first love, understand? But it's just to expound, it's to enrich who you are or your estate rather, understand? And that's okay to do multiple things.
Yeah.
That's okay to have multiple knowledges but work in them. It's okay to know something and to work in it. Just like it's okay to, if it's not there yet, it's not there yet. But I don't want people to say, hey, self-infliction, right? If I do something that's self-inflicted, I cannot say, oh, it's not my time. Yeah, I can't. And I'm not gonna ask anybody to do, like,
At that point, it's just
if I'm at a job, right, and I go to sleep on a job, and they come and they fire me, I can't say they was hating on me.
Right.
I was sleep on it myself. Oh, it wasn't my time. I can't say that. No, I blew my opportunity. We gotta have a measure of accountability, because if that's the case, we could say it's not my time for everything.
Right. Then you won't have nothing.
But what about blown opportunities? Are we gonna acknowledge those? Now, you know what? I had a great opportunity and I blew it. I had a great shot at this.
Can I interject?
I was absolutely.
So let's not confuse the two. Yeah, you blew it, but that doesn't, I wouldn't say that it wasn't your timing, because at the same time, it wasn't your time because you're not focused. You over there still on some other shit. You're not ready. So, and I'm not going to also say that that opportunity blew you by, because life is a circle. It's going to come back around, whether it's a new one or a different or the same one. So when the opportunity do come, you just make sure you got yourself together and you're not still on that same crazy time that you was on before, or doing the same things or whatever that hindered you or stopped you or whatever from that opportunity. So because I don't want to, at the same time, we timing is everything. And yeah, that opportunity came at that time and knocked on your doorstep and you blew it. No, it ain't your time actually, because you're not ready. You wasn't focused. You wasn't ready. You out there still goofing off. You still playing. It's not your time. However, you will know the next time you learned your lesson. And if you didn't learn your lesson, that's why life is a circle. It'll come back around again.
No, right.
That's and see, let me also say this. That's just like God. Gotta keep throwing things at you, making it harder, make it easier, whatever, until you get it, till you understand, till you see the message that he's trying to present to you. And that I wouldn't say oh, you blew it. Well, yeah, you blew it, but I'm gonna say it just wasn't your time. It's not your time. You still going backwards. You still playing. You still taking life as a game. So hopefully when life come back around in the circle, or whatever new opportunity comes or old opportunity comes, you're prepared. You're ready. So it can be your timing.
So, all right. So now watch this, right? Because I don't want to. This is what I don't want to confuse. I don't want to confuse "it's not my time" with egregious behavior, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So here it is. I smoke. I'm shooting for the job, but I smoke. I go to the job. I fail the drug test. All right, it's not my time. Right? I say that. I say it's not my time.
It's not, because you still doing the same shit. So no, it's not your time.
Watch this. It's not my time. Because this is important. It's not my time. Why?
Because you're still doing the same shit. You're still doing things that you know you're not supposed to do. But don't make that a bad thing though. About when we say it's not my time, that's not a bad thing. Let's not make the saying it's not my time a bad thing, because it's just a fact. It ain't your time. You're not ready. You still playing. The opportunity came and it passed you by. Hopefully, come back around again. But it's just not your time, because you're not prepared.
But hey, let me say this though. But in that scenario that you gave, that's a choice. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know beforehand what you want out of life. You get what I'm saying? You know this, so therefore you know, hey, I need to quit smoking. But you chose not to.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get. The opportunity came, you wasn't ready. But sometimes it's about preparing yourself for the opportunity when it comes. Back to what I'm saying.
Right.
Because here's a little bit of the story I left out. When I was going for the job at the ESA, actually, I had failed the test twice. There's two parts to this test that I have to go to. It was a hands-on and a sit-down portion. The first time, I failed the hands-on. The second time I passed the hands-on, but I failed to sit down. So what I did was I said, okay, if this opportunity comes a third time, I know what's going to be asked of me, so I'm going to prepare myself. So that way, if it comes, I'm golden. And that's how I got in there. So to each his own, but, if you know that, you want to get to a certain place, like you need to prepare yourself ahead of time. So that way you can say, hey, when it comes, I'm good. I don't have to worry at that moment.
Right. And like I say, the first two times we could sweep it under the rug and say, hey, it wasn't your time. No,
Right, exactly.
No, we could say, no, I failed the test.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I did. Yeah,
Okay,
that's facts.
That's okay. That's okay because on the third time you were more prepared and you got the job.
Yeah.
Right. And watch this. Right.
You can
And watch
still
this.
get the drug test, get the job, and the job find out you got some more on your record, and then they can let you go. You got that
Right.
scenario.
No,
Right. But I was going to say this. I was going to say, well, if I chose not to study for the test and I failed it a third time, you understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, the first few times, I didn't know it was going to be on each one. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to do the hands-on before you do the sit-down. So I didn't know it was in the sit-down for the second time. You understand what I'm saying? But as I knew what it was, I had a choice to say, hey, let me study to make sure I'm prepared. You get what I'm saying? Now, if I didn't study, that third time is on me. You get what I'm saying?
It's on you the first two times too. But now why?
That too, yeah.
We're gonna see. Is it it's not my time, or So okay, I fail the drug test. I don't get the job. I play the lottery, right? I become an instant millionaire. You know what people gonna say? What they gonna say? What they gonna say, Chris?
It's your time.
Oh, that's why you failed the drug test.
Huh?
That's why you didn't get the job because I hit the lot. It had nothing to do with nothing. I failed the test because I was smoking. Has nothing to do with me hitting the lottery. But people would say, you see, look at God. You failed that test. If you ain't failed that test, you wouldn't have went and got the. Nah.
Yeah, it's something that has nothing to do with, yeah.
That's how some people think. But that's backwards thinking, though.
I failed the test because I was smoking. That has nothing to do with playing lottery and hitting a lottery. Understand? We got to get out of the habit of associating things that has nothing to do with nothing. If it's self-inflicted, that boy Reckless, is not going to pass it off of it wasn't my time. No, it's a lot of blown opportunities. Do we reach those opportunities again sometimes? No. Delonte West is an example. It's a lot of six figures. Right. It's a lot of people that make the decision to choose drugs over professions. They don't get those opportunities no more.
No, but he did.
Understand? So we got to be mindful of what we do in life.
Yeah.
Everything isn't just, it's not my time or it's happenstance. Certain things aren't your time. Now watch this. Quasi, you came to me a couple of years before. You was like, yo, bro, I want you to get on the screen with me because you are an eloquent speaker and you have a message to the world. And what did I tell you?
You like, at the time, you was like, nah, like, it wasn't for you. That was told you, like, nah, it wasn't for you. Like, you wasn't ready yet at that time.
Right.
It wasn't your time.
So now, fast forward, look at this.
Right.
But now we incorporate a whole brand around it.
Right.
Understand? Like the whole setup is eloquent and immaculate. Our minds are more advanced. So now, did I blow an opportunity, or it wasn't my time?
It was your time.
And that is it's two different things. And that's what I'm saying. So we gotta be mindful of what we sweep under the rug of it's not my time, and then a blown opportunity, we blow opportunity.
Yeah.
It happens in life. It's been some relationships that we've been in, and we blew those relationships.
Fact.
I'm just saying. It happens. But, oh, it wasn't my time is not always the answer. That is applicable in certain situations. Sometimes it's not your time. But when it comes to self-inflicted wounds, I think we got to chalk that up and take the accountability and say, you know what?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was on me. That's very rare, though. The timing was right. I wasn't right.
Yeah, it takes a man and a real woman to admit to that, though.
It was perfect time, but I wasn't. So yeah, we gotta. I think we gotta have that distinguishing moment right there. And for the viewers that's gonna see this, I don't want you to think that we're arguing, right? Because we're not. Understand? Because at the end of the day, we all have different ideologies, and we all is gonna speak on those ideologies
in different ways.
Right. One ideology may resonate with somebody, one may resonate with the other. Understand? However, we're all gonna still speak our ideologies, and we're all gonna respect those ideologies. It's just from my standpoint, and my references in life, if it's self-inflicted, it's blown opportunities.
Right.
Understand? Now, unreadiness is different to saying it wasn't the right time for me.
Agreed.
You agree?
Yeah. Right.
On a lighter note, if anybody has Modern Warfare, understand, if anybody's on Call of Duty, we are on Call of Duty. Understand? That Boy Records 5 is the PSN. WKH 5000 is the PSN. CO, what's your?
It's the boy COBABOYC_O_, man. Rock with me, man. I'm like,
I wanted to plug that in. I wanted to plug that in because I want to let the world know that we're regular people as well. Understand? We like social activities. We like leisure time. It's okay. We're down to earth. We're normal. We speak in public.
Yeah, we ain't uppity.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Understand? Just don't do it. Don't do us how they did Busta Rhymes. Y'all gonna get the same result. Yeah. No, but so yeah, let's always audit our ideologies. Understand? Let's always audit those, because like I said, we grew up saying knowledge is power. And we know for a fact the only power is power. There's no replacement. That's it. Applied knowledge is
big difference.
Big difference. Gotta use what you got to go lose it.
Yeah.
A wise man said, you better catch wind of this before the breeze pass you by.
I'm catching every last one of them.
It's okay if that breeze pass you by, though. There's other opportunities out there, guys. Don't be discouraged.
Right. Now, yeah, don't be dismayed. Don't be discouraged. If you're not ready for God's opportunity when it presents itself,
It's okay. You don't have to be like we human. We make it's okay. We're human. We make mistakes. Sometimes we fumble the bag. We fumble people. We fumble life. Whatever. It happens. Nobody is worse than the other one for missing out. New opportunities always arise. Just make sure you prepared. Make sure you have a great plan in motion. So when that opportunity do come, you exceed it expeditiously.
and with that, also live with no regrets, right? Because if you're gonna miss out on these opportunities that's self-inflicted, don't harp on them. Don't let it beat you. Don't get beat up by it. Like, oh man, I missed the opportunity. No, you got to move forward, and because that opportunity is gone, that window is closed, and a lot of that happens as well, Chris, is to where we play ourselves, right? Yeah. Let's talk about it. We play ourselves because we'll miss an opportunity with the thought, oh, it's going to come back again. And it never does.
Because sometimes they do,
Yeah.
not all the time, but sometimes those opportunities do come back. Don't say that the window closed because I'm a witness to it. I've done missed out on opportunity, and that same opportunity came right back around again, actually a couple times, and I took them finally.
But why
But
did
let
you
me
miss
say this though. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's talk about why did you miss the opportunity. I think that's important.
Someone was self-inflicted. Like I probably didn't want to do it. I probably didn't want to do it at the time, or I didn't care about it. Whatever the case may be, whatever reason, I can't really speak on it. But whatever the reason was, just know that opportunity did come back by a couple times, and I mean, I took it or whatever. But if any opportunity passed me by 9 times out of 10, it's probably because I'm like I wanted to do it, but then I wasn't else or whatever the case may be, or I was in emotion of doing something else and I just didn't have the time for it, which is okay. But the opportunities do come around, not all the time, but I'm not going to just say they don't come back around because they do.
And
You just got to be aware and know
this.
when it's coming back around, and you got to be aware of when it come back around, and you have to be prepared for when it comes back around.
Yeah. Let me interject and say this though. Let's not confuse possibility over probability, right? Because is it possible for an opportunity to come back? Of course. But what's the probability of that opportunity coming back? See, that's where we get into a little bit of a confusion because
It's 50-50.
I agree.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, right.
It's not
but
one is not greater than the other because one does sometimes it does come back around, sometimes it don't.
Right. But see, more people want to go with possibility over probability, and I feel like that's where you got it backwards because you have to take heed of every opportunity because anything is possible. You understand what I'm saying? That's fact. But what is the probability of that thing happening? Just like watch this. It's possible to be a business owner, but what is the probability of your business failing in the first 2 years? People don't go to look that up. You just hear business, and all of a sudden you go to school for business, spend 2 to 5 years of your life getting this degree, but you didn't understand what's the probability of your business failing.
I got a real life example, right? Myself, 1 year, I told myself I'm gonna win the lottery. Now we know the possibility is 50-50, right? I buy the ticket, is either I'm gonna win or not. So now watch this. That year, I bought no tickets. What is the probability of me winning? 0.
You didn't give yourself a chance.
But I said I wanted to win.
Yep.
Yeah, but you still didn't give yourself a chance by buying the ticket.
So it was possible I could have won though.
Of course. But what
If
was the
you
possibility though? What was the possibility though? That's where you start going into that type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, even if you would have bought a ticket, well now, yes, you bought a ticket. What's the possibility? Is it probable that you could? Of course it's probable. Yeah. But what is, when you start doing those numbers, then you start to realize what it is. And I don't think people take those numbers into consideration because we're always like, okay, it's just like, watch this. And I know we're not going here, but it's just like when you leave a relationship, a marriage for like 15 to 10 years, is it possible for you to find somebody else? Cool. What's the probability? And you got to realize your age plays a factor, kids plays a factor. You see what I'm saying? All that plays a factor. And I'm just saying that to say that people are always looking at the possibility over the probability, and I'm just like, we had that so backwards.
Right. I know people that was waiting for the next opportunity to come, and then we were at their wake. Don't let that go over your head.
Mm.
And
So,
again, everybody, it's okay if the opportunity do not come back by. There's always new opportunities that do. And if any opportunity don't come back by, just make something out of nothing. It's okay to be your own boss. It's okay to be your own what they call it, craftsman, arts and craft or whatever. Be creative in your own. Long as you get into the bag, I don't care how you doing it, how you getting it. Handle business and make sure you're standing on business at all times.
Hey, but Sierra, when it's a critical situation and you got them kids and them babies that depend on you, hey, all that go out the window. We got to deal with reality because my baby's got to eat. You understand what I'm saying? Like that opportunity, but hey, I gotta make it work. You got to because like when it's different when your life's not on the line. Okay, cool. You can wait for the next trade, but when your life's on the line, you better catch that first one. Shoot. I mean, that's
right.
just reality, though.
Okay. No, but that and that's the whole thing right there, right?
Yeah.
When it's crunch time, the opportunity that you get, you need to take it. You could pass it up, but what are the little ones gonna do?
I mean, that's understandable, but at the same time, those opportunities do get missed. So we want to have the mindset that you need to take the opportunity when it comes. Okay, but sometimes those opportunities, people miss those opportunities. So I'm just saying, new opportunities do arise, old opportunities, new opportunities, whatever. So just make sure you're being prepared when it does come, so you don't miss that one, even though you missed the one before. But don't discourage yourself and beat yourself up about it because you did miss that opportunity. It's okay. Just know that it's another one's gonna come. Just make sure you in motion and you set for it, especially when it's crunch time and you got kids. Like now, you need to be. Now, if
Yeah.
you got kids, that's
Well,
kind of
see,
different.
but if
You
it's
need to
crunch
be. I
time,
mean, come on, baby's gonna be crying and shit all goddamn day. You don't want to hear all that. Like, let's make sure we get into the bed.
hey, but Sierra, but wait, hold up, Sarah. This is why I say it's good to be prepared beforehand. Before you miss the opportunity. Period. Stay on your game. Like, I mean, what do we used to say in school? Like when we used to go back and talk to them, we say, look, don't just learn what you're learning now just for the class. Learn it. Period for life. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
Because
yeah.
you never know when you
I
might
agree
do
with
it again.
everything you saying, Chris. I'm not taking away
Yeah.
from that. I'm not saying I don't agree with anything y'all saying. I agree, but I'm
Okay.
speaking on reality though. Reality of it is people miss opportunities all the time. And I don't want nobody out here because people will beat themselves to death about it. Some people will kill themselves about it, or whatever the case may be. Just understand it's okay. You're not the only one that missed the opportunity. New ones do arrive.
Yeah.
New ones do
That's true.
come. Just make sure, okay, you wasn't prepared because we all was young and dumb before. We all made mistakes. We all done fucked up. So just make sure that you getting yourself together and you're preparing for when the next one do come. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, I feel like we
Okay.
out here beating you up saying, oh, you better take the opportunity, because some people is not aware. Some people don't have that type of knowledge, or that type of, or not getting taught that type of way. Just because we learned it and we was taught, and we done are, just because we done unlearned those generational curses, doesn't mean the next have. So maybe they wasn't aware when the opportunity came. Maybe they didn't know that the opportunity presented itself. And I'm just speaking on behalf, though, when you do miss that opportunity, just understand, yeah, you was fucking up with the self-inflicted. If you didn't know, you didn't know. But at the same time, now you know. We put it out there. Now we bringing awareness to it. So let's make sure we're prepared for when it does come, if it come again, or if a new one does come.
Let me ask that too. Let me ask that. Right? Let me ask that. I don't want to be mistaken here, right? Every opportunity you don't have to jump in, or you don't have to take, right? Listen to what I said. Every opportunity, you don't. It depends on what the field is as well. So let's say I'm a rapper, right? And the guy comes to me with an opportunity to sign me for $1,000, and I know my net worth is greater than that. Am I going to take that opportunity?
Nah, you
No,
won't.
no,
That's
not at all.
powerless. No. Does that make you a fool? No. It's
No.
okay.
That actually makes, because you got the knowledge, I'm working in this, so it makes you have the power.
Yeah.
But so it depends on what avenue you have. When I say missed opportunities, I'm talking for opportunities that you're going for, and you have a self-inflicted wound that upsets that opportunity. Not just an opportunity coming by and you're not ready for it. I'm talking about you're going for something, you're shooting for something, and you take yourself out of it. That's a missed out. That's self-inflicted. I'm not talking about opportunities coming daily and you may not be prepared or underprepared or such and such. No. It's a difference.
No,
And
right.
right. So I wanted to clarify that, though, understand, so that people know what type of opportunities I'm talking about. Because it is a difference. Every opportunity shouldn't be taken, especially if you know your worth. It's just like a guy coming up to a girl, oh, I want to be your guy. And she like, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity. No,
And
that
he
might
pick
not
her up
be
every day. No.
right. So you just missed the opportunity, girl. No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Understand? The opportunity that you're going for, that you have in your mind, okay, I want this, I want that, I want this. And then when you get to that stage and you take yourself out of it, we can't be that careless. That's all I'm saying. My father raised me, and he always told me, in battle, a thinking man is a dead man. Why? Because you better know what you're going to do when it comes to that war. I don't got time to think now. I'm here.
Right. It's reaction time.
You better be prepared. Understand? So when you're going for your opportunities, when you're making your way and figuring out and you got things lined up, don't take yourself out of it with a self-inflicted wound. Those are the opportunities I'm talking about being blown. And I think that's the difference between opportunities presenting themselves and you're not being ready. It's two different things.
It is.
That's a fact. And I'm speaking on both behalves. Well, I was speaking on the self-inflicted part when we was talking about self-inflicted, but that does go to for missed opportunities that do arrive. Just make sure y'all, we grown, we know what we're doing, we know right from wrong. Now, if you ain't learned your lesson, that plays a lot when you was growing up or whatever was going on back then. So let's make sure we reach out to the right people. We're surrounding ourselves by the right people. We're not being followed the leaders of the wrong things. Let's make sure we're locking in and we setting our goals and we achieving them. But to close out on my behalf, my end game for 2023, my resolution is I'm going full throttle with everything because I'm already in motion for it, so there's no need to be quitting now. Unless I, be like Wolf and don't care about it anymore, because I move on to something else. But my goal is definitely to go. I really see myself open up my own insurance / real estate building. I haven't really seen, well, I've done research, but I would be really like the first Black woman to run my own insurance / real estate company. And I got a lot of rules that I want to change. Well, not a lot, just some. So I got to keep doing some research on it to make sure it's legal, because they're going to probably try to take me out. But nah, Lord forbid it. But no, I do see my end goal of me running my own insurance / real estate. And I think that's top of the line, just because it's two things that's a necessity in life. Like, we all need a home, we all need a car, and we all need insured, or ain't going nowhere or living nowhere. So what that means I'm always going to generate revenue. That means I'm financial freedom. So, and that's my end goal for me and my family. I broke them generational curses. So that was one of my bucket lists for 2023, to get out of how I was raised, to get out of my old ways, to heal from old things. And then once those was, because see, this is what I think, this is my personal opinion. There's no way you're going to succeed in life if you still got that generational curse lagging on to you, if you still haven't healed from old things in your past, if you still haven't learned relearn things that we was taught, if you haven't put yourself in motion. So being that I'm checking off that bucket list, and now once that was checked off, now look at me now. I'm focused, I'm locked in, I'm getting to what I said I wanted to do that I never did, which in the past that could have looked like a procrastinator. But to me, it wasn't me procrastinating. It was just I needed to check off my list. And can't remember which one of y'all said that about a list. Make sure you write I heard that on one of y'all podcasts, but make sure you writing out your list so you can go back and reflect on it. And that was the pod that you guys did with
Conversation. Yeah,
make
shout
sure
out
y'all
to the
check
incredible.
that pod out too. That was dope, and I took notes on it. That's important. What I'm finna say, make sure y'all writing y'all list. Yeah, and that doesn't mean just writing everything that you want to do in life, everything that you want in life. Make sure you write things that you need to work on within. When you do go back at the end of the year, you see your resolution. You see, all right, I checked off my list. All right, I did what I said, and I did what I needed to do, or whatever the case may be. So that's mine. Stay tuned for it. Sierra's Luxury LLC.
Hey.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. In closing, yeah, we got any last words?
Man, y'all just remember, man, listen, nobody's holding you back. You get what I'm saying? Nobody took your power unless you allowed them to. You understand what I'm saying? Use the power that the Creator gave you on this earth to achieve anything you want to on this earth. You understand? Remember, how do you limit yourself if you serve a God that's limitless? Think about what I just said. Blessings. It's your boy Quasi.
All right. The one and only.
Love your neighbor. Treat people how you want to be treated. Because lately I've been around people that ain't been treating people right, but they expect the blessings to come their way. They don't work like that. So please treat your neighbor how you want to be treated. Love who you can love. And, we chat here, always here to help people out. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be put on no drug, no medicine, no nothing. We all can talk this out and dive deep into the situation of what you're going through.
Also, before I forget, make sure y'all book the service for this Saturday. I am gonna get back in, y'all. I've been working on something. I got a little project. So tap in. It's called The Level Up on www.wechathere.com. Chat with a K. It's called the Level Up. It's free, everybody. So go book that service and tune in with me.
All right. So I want to say, be great, be brilliant, be yourself. Don't let the world influence you to the point to where you lose yourself. Understand? Be true to who you are. Live with no regrets. Hold yourself. That's it. Understand? Be brilliant. We are brilliant people. We are
Yes.
wolves. And so, y'all see it. We are wolves. Understand? Don't take our kindness for weakness because we are wolves.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
So now